He is a professor of hydraulics and water resources. He was a two-time pro-vice chancellor of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, having risen through the ranks as a lecturer in the Department of Civil Engineering. He is a recipient of the prestigious National Best Research Scientist Gold Award for Water, Environment and Sanitation, and the Distinguished Commonwealth Academic Fellow. He is also the founding director of the West African Science Service Center on Climate Change and Adapted Land Use, that's WASCAL, Moscow. As a water resources engineer with expertise in computational hydraulics, his work spans the areas of open channel hydraulics, urban drainage, and flood management, applied hydrology, integrated water resources management, and water supply and environmental sanitation. He has researched into several areas of concern in water resources, including the development of two efficient nonlinear kinematic wave model, stimulating water flow in channels. His research findings have been published in top journals like the American Society of Civil Engineering, ASCE, Journal of Hydraulics, International Hydro Environment Engineering and Research, AIAR. Now, hydraulic engineering, physics and chemistry of the earth, Elvisia, among others. He is a member of the Ghana Institution of Engineers, the International Association of Hydraulic Engineers, the American Society of Civil Association of Hydraulical Science. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, with a round of applause, let's welcome Professor Samuel Neil Odai.
Emeritus Professor Professor Apostle Kantanka, leader of the Brushless Motor Mission, Nana Kwejosafo Akofuna, management and staff of the Brushless Motor Mission of Ghana, dignitaries invited, men and women in uniform, exhibitors from Ghana and the rest of Africa, friends from the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. A very good afternoon to all of you. I bring you cool Hamatan greetings of peace in this season of Christmas. I feel highly honored and humbled by the invitation to share this great event. I'm very pleased to be part of this event, and I believe we all are. I will look forward to witness very interesting exhibitions this afternoon. I will make my speech very brief so that we can move on. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in 2017, Her Excellency, Madame Christine Lagarde, then Managing Director of IMF, in a speech delivered at UNECA, that is United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, in Addis Ababa, noted that technologies of all kinds need public-private partnerships to succeed. It is for this reason that in our country, just a few weeks ago, the Vice President launched the TVET strategies to move us forward. And I'm happy to have also heard that the Director General of CTVET is here. The connection between developing technologies by private individuals and the creation of appropriate environment by government is necessary to make Africa, and particularly Ghana, surge forward in developing technologies which we need for the 21st century, and as we move more into ICT and artificial intelligence. This afternoon, I'm happy to be part of all of us. I bring you greetings once again from Accra Technical University, and I look forward to the wonderful exhibitions this afternoon. We've already witnessed very beautiful opening performance. Kudos to the organizers. We say well done. And for all those who left their offices, homes, to join us this afternoon, we say thank you very much, and you are welcome. As has already been said, just relax and enjoy the program. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to reiterate that I'm privileged to be part of this year's event. Exactly 2 years ago, I was the chairman and the vice president of our dear country was a guest of honor. Little did I expect that I'll be invited to come back just after 2 years. I say thank you very much for the honor done me. The organizers of this event have done a yeoman's job. I'm very impressed with the organization, and I believe that exciting moments await us a few minutes from now. Once again, I wish the organizers and all the exhibitors the very best. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and I take this opportunity once again to wish all of us a Merry Christmas and a Happy 2022. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I'm here to welcome everybody on behalf of Honorable Emeritus Professor Engineer Pedro. I know a lot of people will be wondering, Abena, can you fit in the shoes of Papa? No way. I'm just moving around Papa's shoes. Papa, I'm honored. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all once again. Mr. Chairman, members of diplomatic corps, ministers of state, members of parliament, academia, invited dignitaries, the clergy, our friends from the media, all protocol duly observed. It is a great honor to see you all gathered here today to mark the climax of my 50-year journey and the beginning of our point of reflection, where I envision greater possibilities of the future of Africa. It has been a journey of toils and struggles, being a preacher who preaches not only the salvation to heaven, but also the emancipation of the mind, the enlightenment of the black man, the redemption of the black through science and technology, and the spiritual awakening of the black man about the existence of a divine power of great potential in us, which must be harnessed for the development of Africa and our planet at large. With such a mission, many have been those who did not believe in my philosophy of the true and divine religion of the only one God. Yet, despite the agony mankind put me through, amidst the military brutality and public ridicule, I never gave up because I knew my calling and the mission I was sent to accomplish on earth. We are here today to begin a course that will put the continent at a pedestal of great possibilities. It is the beginning of a time where I call to unite our continent, Africa. If not for geographical and political unity, for the unity that will bring our God-given potential together for a festival of hope and festival for development. I hereby seize the opportunity to make this call for once. Let's unite Africa to solve our own problems. For we shall be the greatest together, a unity that will foster civilization that no man has ever witnessed on earth. This is my mission, and this is my dream. Yea, name I welcome you all here and thank you for making a point to support the dream. Today I call it our African dream. Especially each and everybody who made the time out of your busy schedule to honor my invitation. Medamwase. Medamasia Ensa. Medamasia Osana. We will be greatest together. Long live Ghana, long live Africa. Thank you so much and welcome.
Every great story has a beginning. This is ours.
African is ready
A bold leader with an even more bold affirmation. Ghana, the first African country to achieve political independence from European colonialists, was leading the way as the role model to fellow African states on what it can achieve if it's united for change. The country adopted the Black Star of Africa in its national colors, representing Ghana's eternal role as a guide and leading example for total African liberation. 1980. A young Ghana at age 23, already broke and in a state of financial decline. Cocoa production had fallen with close to 30% loss in GDP in the last decade alone. Ghana had suffered 3 coup d'etats. Dr. Nkrumah was dead. He had been for almost a decade. And for many Ghanaians, so was the dream of African unity for development. The masses who could afford traveled to Europe. The rich grew richer, while the poor sank even deeper. Ghana could hardly help itself. Shining light for the rest of the continent was out of the question. But when all seemed lost, a new kind of leader rose. This one had nothing to do with politics. Apostle Yosafo was a slave preacher from the Ashanti region of Ghana, whose church was barely a decade old. The New Christo Asafo Church was a group of organized young believers who aggressively attended masses of patriotism. They had adopted the motto, service to mankind, service to God, and lived a life of spirituality, charity, and farming for the poor and needy. Apostle Safo aggressively began the agenda to donate clothes, maize, palm nuts, plantains, and other organic foodstuff to the vulnerable in society. No other church, not even government, had such an annual initiative at the time. It was here that the first annual charity exhibition of Ghana was born. But the exhibition was not solely about food. Apostle Safo advocated that Ghanaians, and all Africans for that matter, needed to return to the prestige of their identity, our food, our language, our clothing, and the great cultural practices unique across Africa. The third Christo Asafo annual charity exhibition held in Accra was dedicated to creating awareness on the many nutritional benefits and values of Ghana's maize. The apostle prepared 25 recipes of meals prepared from maize. These included cornbread, corn cake, corn donut, corn wine or akasa, abesu, apapransa, edibi, osino kinki, fanti kinki, gakinki, porridge, akapinti, and many others, including corn soup and bronquine. He ventured into all these and more to teach the youth that Africa too had greatness and that we should take pride in who we are and what we eat. Thus, it was alright to be black and proud. Millions of cedis have been donated in cash and kind to hospitals, children's homes, prisons, rehabilitation centers, Ghana's postal institutes, and many individuals in need since the annual exhibition was started. This made the church popular during the 80s and gained Apostle Sappho the nickname Father of the Needy and Poor. Many crippled individuals have wheelchairs and hand-wheeling tricycles thanks to exhibitions over the years. However, Apostle Sappho did not stop at philanthropy. The annual show, originally geared at a self-sustaining Ghana and Africa, ventured into technology. This immediately caught national attention as the term pastor and tech innovator are rarely used in the same context. But for Apostle Sappho, founder of the Christo as a mission, the move was for neither fame nor to lay claim to the invention of others. The Expo continues to grow under the belief that poverty, unemployment, and especially the search of street children can be reduced if innovation is given the right push. The annual Christo Sappho exhibitions have pushed to show Africans all over the world that we can also have the can-do spirit. Africa does not always have to be associated to poverty. We can think and innovate for change. Year in, year out, the preacher innovator has called out, yet most often he is not heeded.
I was only given the topic, and I saw the topic in sync with Africa's Agenda 2063. That when Africa had occasion to celebrate 50 years of independence, they decided on a journey and where Africa wants to be in 2063. And here we have been shown our socio-historical, socio-cultural, and developmental journey from times of old through independence to today. Kojo, my little brother, thank you very much for being there. You may not understand why I call him my little brother, because I'm the firstborn of the apostle Untitled Chapter. Our path crossed somewhere 35 years ago. And he has always been a mixture of awe, inspiration, mentorship, and guidance to me, and I believe to most of you too. The topic given me was Apostle Engineer Dr. Producer Force philosophy for developing Africa through science, technology, and innovation. And as I said already when I was giving the topic, my mind went to Africa's Agenda 2063, a blueprint for Africa's development direction after 2063, when Africa shall have been 100 years old. And here are some of the aspirations from Agenda 2063. 7 aspirations. 1, a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development. An integrated continent. 2, politically united based on the ideas of Pan-Africanism and the vision of Africa's emergence. 3, an Africa of good governance, democracy, respect for human rights, justice, and the rule of law. 4, a peaceful and secure Africa. 5, an Africa with a strong cultural identity, common heritage, values, and ethics. 6, an Africa whose development is people-driven, relying on the potential of African people, especially in women and youth, and caring for children. 7, and the last, Africa as a strong, united, resilient, and influential global player and partner. Professor Chair, you would realize that what we were shown contains almost everything that Africa is now thinking about. Something Apostle Engineer Dr. Producer has mentioned already. The unity of Africa, Pan-Africanism, Africa's development in the hands of Africans. So I'm very happy that the topic suited this, and we have been shown this already. Clearly then, Agenda 2063 is the blueprint and master plan for transforming Africa into the global powerhouse of the future. It is the strategic framework for delivering on Africa's goals for inclusive and sustainable development, and is a concrete manifestation of the Pan-Africanist drive for unity, self-determination, freedom, progress, and collective prosperity pursued under Pan-Africanism. Its aim and philosophy are clear: an integrated and prosperous Africa at peace with itself and with the world, an Africa whose development is driven by its own citizens and which is a significant player on the world stage. Is that what this philosophy is? How interesting that it is in tandem with what Africa says it is thinking about. Incidentally, this is why I see the similarity of the Apostle Engineer Dr. Producer Force's vision coinciding with the aim and vision. But while Apostle Engineer Dr. Producer has created a mission for his vision, the AU relies on the goodwill of the African peoples and the generosity of the development partners to want to achieve the lofty aim of Agenda 2063. Just note the theme of this vision: uniting Africa for development, transforming the frontiers of science and technology to build the future of our continent. Why is a Ghanaian is thinking about the development of Ghana and Africa, the development of our continent? Yes, for about 35 years now, the Apostle has shown that Africa can be united for development and can effectively build the future of the continent through shifting the frontiers of science and technology. He has been unrepentant in his call for demonstrating that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. He has been relentless in innovation. He demonstrated that African needs could be achieved through domestic mobilization, domestic production, and most importantly, through indigenous science and technology. As I indicated, I've always been part of this for the past 35 years. And there was a time, most of the institutions, I was giving the money to be distributed to the poor. I remember when I went back, my friends were telling me, and they're not also yet, but this one has been that generous, that innovative, that looking beams, paper plates, cars, tractors, excavated televisions to helicopters, from fertilizers, vaccines for domestic animals to medications for various ailments. And let me tell you, you saw I couldn't walk properly and I was dead. I wasn't practicing any future herbs. I was very unwell. And when I was head of it, he just instructed that some herbal medication can brought to me. And I'm now up. Please give thanks for those. And he does all this through his inventive mind, encapsulated in an insatiable and pardonably stubborn can-do spirit. Do not be surprised at the creation of the artificial lake near Owasi. If I didn't know this and anybody told me what is happening there, I would give up the lake. Because I remember he telling me that he was going to have a big artificial lake. That's all that's how I call it. The place is a patchy area with a small stream that dries up before the Harmattan. And he was going to really dam this river. Those of you who know the place, it's now a huge man-made lake with all kinds of fish in it, all kinds. Another time I visited him, he was telling me he was going to bring fish from the sea and put them in there. I said, oh, that this one, they won't survive. No, I told him, Papa, this one, they won't survive. Because the little, stupid science we were taught in school shows that, I mean, from the sea to the fresh water. But go there and see. He was inviting me there some time ago, and I couldn't even say, oh, we were so convinced, and Matana, we don't want to go. And they survived. So those things we have always been taught as science-giving. This one puts them into experiment and realizes that something can happen. Oh, that is science. Today, as I said, canoes crystals this lake, and it's surrounded by it. And then yesterday, he was always looking for species to go and plant there. It's not a forest. I did not bore you with the achievements in the fields of science, innovation, invention, and technology. We all with these witnesses to his yearly exhibitions, none of which is repeated every year. He doesn't repeat them. He's a proud recipient of several national and international awards. One of them, the ones I was proud of him, the late Dr. Solti and myself were so proud when he won the first Milo Award, United Nations Industrial Development Organization Award, Home Pascal and other things that he is a man what is his call? Of course, Professor Fo's calling on Africa is to wake up and see his vision. Apostle is calling on Africa to realize that what Africa needs, what Africa wants, and what Africa needs to do cannot be in the hands of some benevolent foreign. I think Cesar is now reiterated that. I think what are the African leaders themselves doing? Africans can change Africa. Africans can recraft the contours of Africa's development through indigenous ingenuity. And he is a veritable example of that indigenous ingenuity. African governments are continually signing agreements with foreign governments and companies to such easy terms that Africa is never able to extricate himself from the clutches of neo-colonials. Like both and not, we are stuck to their apron strings and are locked up in a tax trap. With a pervasive balance of payment deficits, a yawning export-import gap, and intractable fiscal deficits, Africa seems perpetually imprisoned in the doldrums of stagnation, decline, and decay. Apostle is calling for attention on indigenous efforts. How many hundreds of thousands of dollars do we not waste on our parliamentarians as car loans to buy SUVs? If some of them are here, I want the private members' motion. I said it here some time back. I want the private members' motion that will decree. What is the decree Muslim? That every 4 years, the loans they are giving, they must buy on anti-phone program. A private members' motion to patronize many Ghana goods
some years back, and it is still there. The first one is still there being used. Strong one, very strong. So Palestinians can have this for the rest of their lives. Instead of, let me say it. If they are fighting over this, I'll join them in Parliament, I'll throw better blows. How much more do we spend on president's fleets, most of which are stolen, when and any time there is a change of government? Presidential fleet, import them, SUVs, Mercedes, as soon as there is a change of government, 90% of them are stolen. How many more do we not spend on ministers, MMDCs? When has a minister from Korea or Italy imported any car from Africa? Is it not a shame that we import cars as weak as Mahindra for our security services? I saw one being driven by a prison officer. I took the number now. And the smoke that was coming from the car, I think the man driving himself is more a prisoner than VW and others are here to assemble cars. Oh, why wouldn't we at least make them team up the person as the Czech government did with Skoda? I know Skoda very well. Because I was the president of the civil trade and enterprises, and our doctors were calling for cars. The government imported more than 120 Skodas that time for our doctors. Now, for our doctors, when they are agitating, why don't we order from you? Rather, the VWs and what they are seeing the success of our hospital. That's why they are coming. And they are coming to sign those agreements so that we will be buying VWs instead of buying Kantanka. Last year, Kantanka donated to the military a pickup truck. It was not the first time that he was doing this to the military. On other occasions, he had done same to the Ghana Police Service. These vehicles are of no inferior quality to the ones government support and proudly and loudly donate to free services. On Friday, that's next tomorrow, Kantanka will be displaying military security vehicles. And it is my belief that the generals who have always had and will always have the time, the opportunity to view and or inspect them, will not only admire them, but also ask them to contract Kantanka to produce them. I mean, the military vehicles, also for their life services. I've visited there several times for research, security issues. I can tell you on authority that Ethiopia virtually does not import anything military. All their military are too given. Everything the military is doing in Ethiopia is produced in Ethiopia. We can do it here. Kantanka can give us almost everything that we want. Because there is no war effort as such now, but our training needs, I think Kantanka can do it. If Africa is to achieve any of the milestones set under Agenda 2063, then the time is now to listen to the voices of such persons, such indigenous innovators, such patriots as Apostle Engineer South Kantanka. They need an Apostle Engineer Dr. South Kantanka needs to be assisted and supported. The Apostle Engineer Dr. South Kantanka, the innovator, philosopher, and inventor, is saying to you, African governments, and I'm saying this as if it's in my mouth. He's saying, one, Africa has what it takes to develop resources, men and women, above all, the brain. Two, African inventions are as good as any inventions elsewhere. Three, Africa products must be patronized by Africans. Governments must lead the effort. The solution to Africa's development deficit, 4, lies in innovation in science and technology, baked in the African furnaces. 5, though Africa remains a continent with crises,
There is no crisis of dynamism, of innovative ideas, and of optimism in Africa. What we need is pioneering inventiveness and political courage. Chairman, the development direction of every country is first and foremost a political decision. Support the Star of Africa to transform the frontiers of science and technology and to build the future of our country. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm most grateful for your attention. Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause for the CEO of the company,
And sure about my father. I almost told the guys who are in charge of the production I mean, if you have a father, or let me just move from the son-father relationship and go straight to a Ghanaian, a man, or only Ghanaian. If you have someone, the part even killed me before was when they showed a particular message that he had been preaching for decades. I mean, there's something new, like he's saying, but the question is, the message that he's sending across, has it been accepted? How are we embracing the whole Kantanka philosophy and idea? I, for one, I keep telling the team that I work with, we will do everything in our power. As he said, can to me and yet, Sebe, Misika, I award into me and some of mine in our shepherd. Again, I can't the moon a boom. At times when I have speeches that I have to read, and I look at Newmark, I work for Mankasa, I mark the kind of ending. And so, Sebe, we are coach a dear booze every day, Kataso. It's going to be a kind of Mr. Chairman, Your Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he called a few days ago that he couldn't make it. Dr. Vladimir Nchidanso, my little big father, everything, brother. And Nchidanso said, I want to go from Wadokwa. He's my father. He's one of the people that I look up to a lot. Emeritus Professor, Apostle Dr. Engineer Producer. I cannot mention your name and stand. Papa Muma said, Edmond. The beginning of all greatness we see here today. The founder of Cristo as a formation, the chairman of the Kantanka group of companies and pioneer of a new African age. I salute you, sir. Heads of government and representatives gathered here, members of parliament, chiefs and traditional custodians of the land, invited dignitaries, church heads, men, Emma, the media, all protocol duly observed. Joy doesn't begin to explain the feeling when I think of this historic future that we are building here today. It has been far delayed, yet could not come at a much better time than 2021. As Africa slowly returns to economic productivity following the wave of COVID-19 last year. A new era is here for 8 countries to make a stance. How reliant are we willing to be a continent? As nationalism or simply put, my country first, grows on the global scale in the struggle for COVID-19 vaccines and knowledge sharing, and the struggle for military economic supremacy. How long will we continue to abandon tomorrow's investments, the innovative minds and tech giants Africa has? And the best solutions to our internal problems really be ones borrowed from the outside? Remember one of the things my father said when he was speaking? We are there, Obama will be through room, no, yeah, Papa, hey, bro. Say you, can the best solutions be from the borrowed ones from outside? Were we blessed with all these natural resources only to beg for arms from the West? These are first things upon which the Tech Expo was built. The Brushless Motor of Ghana and its founder, Emeritus Professor, Apostle Dr. Engineer Joseph, have always believed in the potential of Africans for a greater good. The wildest scientific prowess of the so-called developed world are possible here too. It is the very concept for which Apostle Sappho, an unconventional preacher from the midst of it, has made so much sacrifices, personally and financially. Afize, say afi bi wo no na yebisika ahye abodie mu nyansape emu a afi. The world has never seen the light of it, but it is the head preacher was virtually penniless. Many Ghanaians grew up with annual mental images of exhibition shows, bags of corn, machines of all types, and an exuberant Apostle Sappho always echoing the Pan-African agenda. Yet, his wisdom was often left unheeded, like the proverbial voice of wilderness. His efforts have not been in vain, though, as a new fire has been sparkled for a change. For a new generation emerging at the time a vital message had been delivered, the step gradually informed young generation across the nation that it was possible and still is. 1 year became 2, the tech show grew into a decade, then another. Every year meant something new for Apostle Sappho and the Brushless Motor of Ghana. He researched into applied science, herbal medicine, and practical technology. When the world was still behind on artificial intelligence, Apostle Sappho had been experimenting on machines with feelings and what if televisions have stimuli responding to human touch. The aim of modern inventions is to give machines as much as human touch and reasoning as possible. Billions of dollars are being spent globally on the possibility of giving machines transformation response, and whether that could be better for mankind. As the times evolved, so did the technology of the annual agriculture, and so did the exhibition itself. We have seen our fair share of the church and pioneer of United Tech for Development. We have survived 50 years as a mission and 41 years of exhibition by remaining relevant, daring to defy the status quo, and keeping staunch our belief in the virtue of black excellence and emancipation. The annual Brushless Motor Agriculture and Tech Exhibition show has now evolved into the Kantanka Tech Expo, opening our doors to brains across Africa, willing to make change on the continent through the impact of technology. This is the Brushless Motor of Ghana. This is Kantanka, and this is going to be an expo to remember. I promise you the best of experiences as you cruise through the 3 days of this amazing event. Expect groundbreaking innovations on sustainable technology. Get ready to experience refreshing discoveries in the field of green energy. Most of you are not particularly fond of the recent surge in fuel prices. I know, it's in fuel price. Well, our solution might not interest you and your family alone, but the entire world. You will save up, move about more efficiently, keep yourself healthier in the process. It is definitely a showcase and presentation on this same platform that you would not want to miss. Kantanka understands the times in Africa's handicap in the war against climate change. The UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has currently identified the continent as the most vulnerable in that sector. Unfortunately, most of us think global warming and climate change are fancy English names. Global warming, however, we are more likely to suffer its effects. As Ghana and parts of Africa are agrarian economies, we depend heavily on the weather, and bad weather is not great for crop yield. This can lead to food insecurity, which is a great threat to survival of mankind, especially those of us in Africa. Smart farming and other sustainable agro-technology are the way forward. And we cannot wait to share some of Ghana's great homemade solutions with you. Our very own Board Technical University are participating in this year's Expo. With quite an interesting agricultural innovation. I have no doubt they will change your life for the better as Kantanka goes green to ensure a better continent and world. Finally, this Expo will feature some of the finest artificial intelligence and advanced technologies that this continent has got to offer. Look out for swift dynamics and more brainy youngsters working hard and coding Africa to a new age. We have worked so hard to provide you with the ultimate experience these 3 days. As we integrate culture and technology to give you the best of Africa. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in giving a special standing ovation to the man who began it all, our timeless, man of the morning. Part of his legacy, we all are. Permit me to end this speech with the words of Ghana's great founding fathers who wrote in the often forgotten third stanza of the national anthem. Raise high the flag of Ghana and one of Africa advance. Black star of hope and honor to all those who stand for liberty. Where the banner of Ghana freely flies, may the way of freedom truly lie. Arise, arise, O sons of Ghana land. And under God, march on forevermore. It is indeed a great time to unite Africa for development, transforming the frontiers of science and technology to build the future of our continent. Do relax and enjoy the rest of the program. While Professor Kantanka was speaking, he mentioned about the government purchasing Kantanka vehicles. I cannot stand here and say they haven't so far. Secondly, last year, NIA, National Identification Authority for Air Forestry, Trade Ministry, Honorable Alan Shamantin, and other agencies in government, MMDAs, municipal districts, any other government agencies are also Kantanka, the recent one on Asimpra, the Koya, the Koda, delivery, almost 87 pickups are on the top, 83 NIA, the ones and more,
And once again, applause for our CEO. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to usher us into the future provided by Kantanka, special presentations starting with Swift Dynamics, Robotics. Let's give it up for them.
From the University of Cape Coast, and University of Science and Technology Research. My team, with sponsorship from Kantanka, has been able to design and develop Gravity, an AI social robot that can assist persons with disabilities. The robot operating system. Gravity is powered by Swift Dynamics robot operating system. David Nampo is going to throw more light on it. Let's have a view of this video. First, coming on stage, the making of Gravity.
Thank you, Millicent. So, as she said, Clappy is a social robot, and this is the process in making of Clappy. Clappy is made of wood, as you can see. Remove Clappy to the spraying site for it to have that glossy spray on it. And after the spraying was done by the sprayer, we move on with the assembling of the electronic parts. That was done by our team, which was led by Clark Charles Alpha, leads electronics on our team. Clappy, as a social robot, as she said, for every social robot, it needs to have an operating system. And for the operating system that Clappy runs on, it's one that we develop our own from scratch. And as you can see, we are having the motion track feature, which is on Clappy. It follows you on every path that you move in front of it, as it's showing on the screen. Okay, so let me move in depth with some of the features that is on the Clappy robot operating system. Starting with, Clappy is inbuilt with a touch control panel. And this allows you to control Clappy manually by yourself by touching its touch screen, as you can see on the screen. And then also on the Clappy robot operating system is a pre-installed Akofuna Edinkra Hero game. As you can see with the dynamics demo, we first try and the test of the Edinkra Hero game running on the operating system on which Clappy is moving on. Also is a data logger feature for wireless temperature sensing. In the period of COVID-19, we had to import numerous of thermometer guns for the fight against COVID-19. We looked at this feature and then we had to embed it onto Clappy for a wireless temperature sensing feature where once you stand in front of it, it gets you the wireless temperature that is looking into Clappy's eyes have and gives you an animation of it as we are seeing on the screen. And a higher temperature that matches a COVID-19 case will turn the reading to red. Also on the Clappy robot operating system is a face recognition for security purposes. And as you can see on the screen, Clappy is so much advanced that it can even move to a 99% of detection accuracy to tell the difference between whoever is in the database of Clappy. After the presentation, Clappy is having images of some of the difficulties here in its database, and it will also be shown to us. Also on the robot operating system, which is ROSE, is the writing pad, which allows for studies. Things that once used Klavi for studies and all other things, the writing feature allows you to write whatever you want to write onto it. Let's not look at it as just a small display, but the possibilities that we can expand these particular features that we are displaying onto Klavi here. Okay, so also on the same robot operating system, it allows for IoT empowerment. This particular IoT feature allows you to control any device of yours from anywhere in the world once you have access to internet connection. And you can, as you can see from the screen, it's not just controlling the device, but it fetches you with live data from your home and even from your office where you install the Klavi robot operating system. You don't need the full robot in your office or home. All you need is for the operating system to be run onto a device that we send you once you want to have the robot operating system moving. And we can see a beautiful UI of this particular feature. Also on the robot operating system is a gesture control feature which allows you to use your hands with some gesture features to control whatever you want to control, whatever device you have in your room. As you are seeing, once you open your 5 fingers, it shows the help panel, and with English and then our local dialect, showing that help and what, and then it shows you directly how you can use this particular software feature on Klavi. Okay, and with the facial recognition feature, I would like to talk about it more. Here, we have these criminal situations that happen. What if the whole countries, as we are moving to one Ghana Cup, try to train a model where all the citizens of the country is being trained with a Klavi robot operating system. Once someone gets wanted or anything, with the security cameras around the whole country and all that, we can just get the face recognition of the person and immediately sends a GPS location or anything to the military or even the police service, where tracking becomes very easy and fast. That is a wonderful feature that Klavi robot operating system can also offer. Okay, so before I leave on stage, I would like us to have a feel of some of the features that is on Klavi, as she just mentioned, that Klavi is a social robot. Thank you.
That was the first phase of the future. And for the second today, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for, smart farming, agriculture, Hope Technical University. Let's give it up for them.
I have to test it because of my album. Alright, professors, all protocol there, good evening. I am representing Hope Technical University, and we want to talk about the future with farming. And one professor told me that your health is your passport, because you have to know what to eat, when you eat, and where you eat. Research has shown that if you consume any food, it takes like 6 to 8 hours for it to go through the system. Any time lesser than this means that the food is either poison or has something that your system doesn't like, so you have to visit whatever you want to visit. With our idea, we want to tell the world that your health is your passport. Now let's see what Hope Technical University, our smart farm, is made up of. Now, the current census that was conducted shows that population is increasing. If you can recall, we have about 30.08 or 30.80 population in Ghana, but our land remains constant, so something should be done about this. The best way to go is sustainable agriculture. This sustainable idea already started, but we really go on to it. If you go to Israel, because of scarcity of land, they have turned all spaces into farming. It can be corners of your house, it can be your backyard, but the most significant one is the rooftop farming, where every roof in Israel has a farm. Our idea has enhanced Israel's idea of farming by adding key innovations to the technology. Now, there's a sustainable way from HTU. We have built a system where all kinds of crops that you want to grow, you can monitor it. Be it the pH, be it the temperature, be it the light, because there are key elements that plants require before they can produce or they can do all. We have incorporated all the key elements that plants require in order to perform into our system. So now, if you have any space at home, whether you're a gardener or all protocols, all gardeners, you can still farm. You can go into the artificial way. Now, our system comes with the innovation and software which we call the smart farm. So even if you are outside Ghana, you can still monitor what's going on in your farm. That is the interface. Our smart farm, that is the app. If you download it onto your laptop or on your phone, which is free on Play Store or App Store, it gives you a live chat. The innovation is that you can be talking with your farm. That is how wonderful our system is. So if you are here and you want to give a command that your farm needs water, first of all, our system is going to call you. The system will call you that the plants are stressed out, they need water. If it calls you once, that means that it has been able to perform the task of supplying water or fertilizer or detecting a disease that is coming onto your farm. But if it calls you and then texts you, that means that there is something wrong with whether your water is short or there is no water, or there is an element in the farm that the system cannot control. That means that it's calling you and then it is testing you at the same time. Somebody may ask, what about those who do not use phone or those who cannot read text messages? Yes, we have made provisions for it in our system. Now let's look at the innovation aspect of it. The key issues that we are solving is that our system, from here you can move to our desk and then we will display. We will take all your numbers and the system will call you. So we save your farm, the number as my farm. So anytime you hear a call coming from your farm, it means that there is something that is happening on your farm and you need to attend to it. Let's not forget that we are saying that all government workers, no matter where you are, you can still go into farming, the sustainable way. The last aspect or the key issues and the key innovation of our idea is that the youth are running away from farming and population is increasing. We need to feed. So with this technology, we are inviting all the youth. If you can recall, back in the early 1972, most of us were not born. General Ignatius Kutu brought the idea of Operation Feed Yourself. Then recently, our president launched back in 2017 that we are planting for food and jobs. So with this smart farm, we believe that whatever you plant, you can still monitor it. If it is pest, if it's diseases, outbreak, if it is even pH levels, that is acidity or alkalinity of the soil, the system is going to trigger a call to you so that you can really monitor your crop. This is what we offer. We all ask you to move to our desk and then we'll do a demonstration for you. Thank you.
Apostle Professor in the I am presenting on green energy, climate change technology, developed by Apostle Kantanka. It was back 7 years ago when Papa called it to decide on the need of a new sort of fuel that can be used in the next future of the world. And we all know that climate change and global warming is something that is a thing of today that we all make a change. And therefore, similar to Papa had decided, fuel prices will increase. At the same time, we all know that fossil or like petrol, diesel, when burns produces CO2, that's carbon dioxide. And this CO2 is what is causing global climate change issues in our world. And so, the UN in this year decided at the COP26 that they are no more going to subsidize fossil fuel. Then Papa has started his journey on providing a new source of fuel that is cheap at the same time environmentally friendly. So, first, that climate change is causing a lot of carbon to our world, and therefore lakes will dry, and when lakes dry, human activities, a lot of things are going to happen to our world. And the human beings that was shown to us yesterday, there's going to be an extinction of our human race. So when he called us, he told us, has found a way. And he actually said, "Oh, you so for I'm a reaction." And I said, "20 years for yeah, it has therefore I'm a so painful anything to you." Said the not come on the outside that back with for commercial and possibly. So he developed this technology. It uses water. He went further to tell us to say, in solar factory, because water will be a scarce commodity the next. So fresh water cannot be used for as a source of fuel for to generate energy for our world. After several years of research, listen to me, this is what Papa brought to the world. Papa says, or say, in so we are saying, and so now a new chapter, and the sea apple. And we have the Atlantic Ocean to our disposal as Africans. And so we can utilize the Atlantic Ocean anytime as a source of fuel. And so you can see, just this year, Papa prepared a team together, not catching himself, on the Expo ever made in last before for the next month ahead of us. Thank you. So, he went on the message, being led by himself and the CEO and a team of scientists, university scientists, very young scientists. And we developed what is known as the hydrogen generating cell or generator that produces hydrogen gas from seawater. And this, as we all know from our science, hydrogen burns to produce water and not carbon dioxide. And so when we use this hydrogen from the seawater, all we need is that open filling station in the next world to come. In 2, 3, 5 years, open station, open so the GAC water, and also we are seeing the next world. No, and I think you also use to be now power and don't sorry. This is brilliant for the greatest man in the world. His idea is that who or more idea. A liter is about 6 point something. And she also said, in the next years, so if a gallon of 4 is like going to 10 now, it should be about 6 cities in the next 5 or 10 years to come. And when basic seawater is utilized, as we all know, when hydrogen burns, it forms water, and therefore climate change can be stopped. So today, Papa has introduced to us and the whole world that we can stop climate change. Climate change and technology is not a thing of the Western world or the Eastern world. This is a demonstration of the fact that Africans can contribute to solving the issues of climate change and global warming. So, like my CEO has told me, it's a secret. We have two important secrets that we did not show today. One is from the military, and one is the hydrogen or seawater powered generator that can be used in our homes, produced by Kantanka. And this generator, only a control the go. Now I need to only a control it can take you for about 3 or 4 days. This is the future, and this is where we must go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And I will go to this one. On Friday, we all play again and we receive this great invention that has been brought to birth by the great man, Kantanka. Thank you for listening to me.
escorting a bullion and killed and one other person in a bullion attack. Company Limited on the possibility of manufacturing vans
for the past 3 years. Kantanka Automobile, our tech exhibitions, we've been constantly exhibiting military and the defense vehicles, just to let people know that the company has the intention of diving into that area.
Oh, let's give a round of applause for the CEO of Kantanka Group of Companies, Nana Pedro Safo.
I love the video they showed before this presentation about the security armor stroke golden band. How do you feel? Oba as a very fear, and I'm said of shame uniform. Everybody in mind. So Mama said you are only for a shank point. And what to do again. And I'm saying, yeah, you need to come and start for you to Yaka and you're out here, and then usually, we are education, hopefully, C passport, C class, but all these verifications, and tied to the kind of caliber of weapon that so if you are to say 8.7 and you are holding something around C+4, trust me, any close range fire coming to know, they will show you. Anyone who run anywhere from about 9 millimeter, from 45 caliber, 40 caliber, and then will be AK standard, they will run through your vehicle at very close proximity. Then I said, every now, yes, and now you are coming for the war screen security has been a passion project of my father for the last 2 years, and it was in the West way before the rise of billion-pound robberies during the half of this year. We have been labeled all kinds of names for pursuing security and tech in industrial as a church and a group of companies. But us, it is true with health. When it comes to security, prevention is always better than cure. This has been our age-long motivation for experimentation with military tech, such as missiles, weaponry, and even futuristic exoskeletons. Every life matters, and we will continue to push the agenda in the preservation of Ghana. If evil will not stop learning, we will surely pray as a church and take our domestic steps, but we will prepare too for all, including the state. The Kantanka personal career is designed specifically for security efforts who are often left vulnerable during their quest of protection, especially in the heat of combating unscrupulous personnel or enemy territory. The vehicle is fully bulletproof, including glass area and tires, and can accomplish wonderful speeds, guaranteeing both mobility and protection for those who often put their lives in the line of us, including the Ghana police and the military. It has been made through a careful blend of love and luxury, security, and Africa's own heritage. Our innovative armoring technology at Kantanka has equipped the vehicle to withstand potential breaches and security threats of all kinds. In terms of exterior, it has a beautiful painting design to depict a robust vehicle, which it is. After months of research and deliberate craftsmanship, it has enforced galvanized steel for 8 walls, floor, ceiling, and doors. The steel is intentionally hardened to increase its bullet resistance by heat treatment, as well as adding high level of chromium and nickel during the forging process. Thank you very much.
So odi nansa pemu fimu aka obepema sapa sense mesia o mesia o ya na masaso na mo na fe so patna ha so pegana when you bet so we are getting me no any also yes our approach the person be man a baby man yes so be as you yes when you are okay I don't to say obi kro kasa to be can not so they are there I'm so kobi now far I'm so far now we are never we do to be anywhere you to me I'm going to throw me a fellow. They are no to me yet. Go to the kind of say, me, a toss of me example. Me, toss of me example, when I did that. Now, so, oh, can I'll send my work now, because of my news. Much say we are there. The thing I'm doing, I don't think I'm going to go. No more will you go. I will be here. No more catch them say, you're touching me and summer. They said, and no more to me here. I could be in your house here. And I heard the task. Now, bomb to Nabo, nearly for flat task. Now, bomb to Nabo, nearly for flat task. Now, bomb to Nabo, and if for task, bomb to Ramo, what is it? Before it's now when I'm saying, as a show me, I massage me, as I said. What kind of body? I yet and no true as adult. And it's a man. I don't believe feel the poor. I'm about to have. I saw a couple of churches in Master. Yeah, men can't carry them in future and say, I'm answering. Merco. I'm ready to go. Medical cop. I'm on the sort of question. We pray. I don't decide to say. A dear Casa, I'm a cat. No more kind of foot. No, so can say, maintain. And not for we are in some. I know something say, dear Casa, to the kitchen. I know something say. Never know I will tell her. I did know I'm so much at some kind of you something said. One more with your again me. I feel was that beside you? I'm the country and said, the American who can be it was now for the said, yeah, you're going to I don't say that you're going to go up and drum. Then I'm to make And the time you say it's a new record drop. And go this out, you're in some the better. Sir, name is sister. Most of the grand drop, or kind of officer. I was can't talk, or Roman and officer. Let officer one, they're quite sounded my I'm the secretary. I can't go call first. And to go call who's a mama. I don't know if you are first. Say, or no, okay, no, that take me baby. I don't say I was a mom for wait. I will buy up a children's I take an anyway. I want the Indian Sababu Shimono, the funny free Yania Kroma. Yania Netia. And so we back, Nakasa, maybe Santa Casani, I can eat. And I'll find Yama. Now they are going to say, now they are going to say, they can't do. I can't say what you mean. When they are they said, I was a year or be seeing me, but it's a no more. Me, Monsieur Free, your smart name, I mean, a couple. School is a so. And now I say, and I saw by me can't go to the camera proof. What can go from my way? And what you told Casa Cabia, me too. And I don't so I can't say, then from Casa and Yadia, Mamma, maybe. We didn't Playback, nothing to be. Mamma, I don't get some what I'm not. And we are fine, fit. Your son, and I can't say, go and more at your risk. Now, can you home free over how? That's only tier one. And no gravity on. Not a baby man in Sacrament up here. When you are there, may the baby ask. I mean, I'm a man such a quiet young I'm sorry. Focus on the example of some cafe. On some open to hear open. Can you spot? And I did their part. They will because of sorry. Now, there's a few that could be done to sign. Hello? Muntia Namia Sasa and Zachariah Win. Number was a yummy on crying and we can feel me. Number will be a gun. I'm working. Try to do. Also, I want to so. One also want to so. Wait, what you say? Wait, what you say? But I'm working. I'm saying you know who's there. And two, what? Nancy, they go more. A two film, and we'll go out. They bet me out here. Oh, make up a blue, maybe we'll see. Now, my uncle, when I go back, I know that upon me. We never reduce a mamma general. Now, so I say, believe it, that's how I got woman. Oh, you're a person. Now, good. Now, so yet a people pay. But they're telling me, yeah, soon, TV. koyenza na dawa ba to so na sa no enye tuma dia ade no mu se ade biara o de be se obi a no am tre o papa nti mama ye every before ya dwene no a eye wo se so an ko tre obi man so a o ko pe na bra na ya fa ye be o man ni ye die se o ye ni ara ye ba bi e fa ho die ni e so na pa na de do ba na ba de do ba afi be kakra no ye bo ga na dia no bia ko anyano me de musi ha na ma fre akofa awo ni nka na ko fa to so yi o ba ko de dia na ka kase ye ko to fo me na de ko to fo yi e bia se na wa bisa se na man ya kofra no ansero and the person ye akofra tuma and the be frɛ no no de diwani na mo ko pesa no ba nya mo ba bia na ni challenge bi so am kan ko me de frɛ se de to bi ma yitu am be fo mo ba na mo ka ba me da pass man no asi na ko samba
Take a look at Kantanka, lifting the hope of Africa, proving to the world we are capable. Tunataka kuambia ulimwengu, tunataka kuambia ulimwengu, tunataka kuambia ulimwengu. Tunataka kuambia ulimwengu, tunataka kuambia ulimwengu. Afrika ndio mahali pa kuwa, mahali pa kuwa, mahali pa kuwa. Afrika ni nyumba ya uvumbuzi, ilipotea kwa muda mrefu lakini iko hapa leo. Afrika haipo gizani tena. Getsi aina Kantanka, Getsi aina Kantanka. Tunataka kuambia ulimwengu, tunataka kuambia ulimwengu, tunataka kuambia ulimwengu, tunataka kuambia ulimwengu. Take a look at us. We are from Africa, where there's little or no hope for technology. Take a look at Kantanka, lifting the hope of Africa. Kuambia ulimwengu, tunataka kuambia ulimwengu. Take a look at us. Tunataka kuambia ulimwengu.
This candy beat, oh my god.
Take a look at us. We are from Africa. Where the little or no hope for technology. Take a look at Kantanka. Lives in the hope of Africa. Moving to the world. We are capable. Africa, India, mahali pakuwa, mahali pakuwa, mahali pakuwa. Afrika ni nyumba ya uvumbuzi, ilipolia kwa muda, nafuu lakini iko hapa juu. Afrika haipo gizani tena, eti aina Kantanka, eti aina Kantanka. Nataka kuambia ulimwengu, nataka kuambia ulimwengu. Africa, number one, resources we know that we never stop, we never let. I'm so proud to be back. Africa, number one, resources we know that we never stop, we never let. I'm so proud to show we've raised the flag high. Young compassion is our time. Africans should be top tier. We the manifest and it's so loud. Yeah, oh yo, young come bump. Muslim, Joe, I need to go. I will stand so high, I will stand so fair. Africa.
automatically stop pumping the water. So at the point in time that it needs it again, it starts pumping the water again. So if it doesn't have nutrients and the system detects that, oh, the plant doesn't have nutrients, it pumps the water. It pumps the nutrients and spreads it across the plant. And if, let's say, there is kind of a danger in the farm, the system will detect and call the farmer. So at that point, when the system goes more than once or twice, it means that it can resolve the problem that is going on. They need to rush to the place to solve the problem. In case it's a fire, you have to count the time when the system is not responding to the fire. Okay. When
we need a prototype into na maya ye so me try to no me gyina so am try but me we am be clear e ha na fi ho na me de akonwa no asiso nti yare left opushi so isi we ya be left or person call right and no opushi o hwe car ye si ye friend bridge car o say oko beach o ne were moje from akakra o mo amakọ britain here you know mo this type of cars na bi o mo transfer baby 5 years plus reverse no until 6 years ababi o pesa oko bia car we do beko e de say normal car here o ya ti say na papa ko Joseph Africa no abrofo o mo sene say dia o mo kala ne keke because time no mo de me ko America no ye de me ko school bi Chicago ye for Columbia College midru on me pese me event bibia na abrofo no o mo delay tenten nti we be gina me nche no ahwe dia me ye kakra na okọ na ma adwia me se broni bia no ni bibie se broni bi won pa ne kata eluso ntimi ntu ye wo mo mu ni me ye na nkae na pushi omo na omo so ato aso mifu o manjai na mbe ye sa ka we ye nu anu akọ afo yi mi free enche kura bia se ho na ye wo me na ho no omo kọ fom kọ so akoko no omo bre na mbe design this type of car no car we no e was system mo so on fe no Jeep Wrangler ba me de ye bare pa wo da de am de ye 4x4 e wo helping gear se wo bibia o pese o fo pepa no ye de mpa na wa push helping gear na shim o 5 years ni o reverse gear ni ba bia okọ bia no e be twen akọ we se car we de normal car se wo kromu ti se Astra B ni oda car se no o de ahoma huku ne to na o de so no o be twen ti se de o twen rubber ye ne ho de pa hu ni se sia no o se before se ya de ye man ye din because ye pese chema ye mo share car bi so esi ho na o share Mercedes for mo ye mo car o mo first car se no ya se BBC won car we no e ba hu ni se car ba etwa mo akire ni moto nti akire no fa nipa mienu ti se na moto fa no o de nyama betimi agwa na driver ne tan o clutch ni o brake ni accelerator ni o switch out the best light o key no do key shema house park ya ko me ban na me drive ni na me de besi ha sei o hwe car esi ya man bi wo UK e friend Morgan the first car we invent na say BBC e car bi o mo UK ni US no e car ne boarding pa e bi ni o ba car no ba SS Scorpion o hu engineer se no hu car no the same car na esi it just abrofo no almost ni omo kala na different but adwene dey the same adwena na e wo bo mo no omo ya dey abane so mumu na o man no puchi omo ba ye o ya onyanko bibi ni po beto na ye ne ya me ka se be 2 months ni me ko papa nche on fie because me share dwuma ya na mo be sesi ya me share ne da wa ma o ma frem on station on interview me a nti one day no to ne sa frem se mesra no me ko ya ne me tasa bi sa ne say adentina bibi ni ya dey a delay sa na bro ni ya dey content papa asa wo ka kire me say before ahoya oyemu nti say wo ya dia onyanko bibini sanka wo hu na obepushi no na ye ne ya because officer ono wa bo degree but yenye degree na ye de ka adwen no nyame na ode che won wa bobo ya nam krom ya fufu e de nkrofo ehwi for me abobo ya tretai na nam krom na mo de so anema ka we ma design ma picture wo hu ani ma yesa ka bi yesa friend please go sana soldier fo mpu no mo tell you first time abobo ya no no ni bucket ni we 5 years nti we nyema bi abobo ya betimi afa bi betimi afa abobo ya ohun se wo twa abobo ya ada no bi o ha no abobo ya utwa risk because tia no enkita tia rag machine bi enkita tia bi to amena mu afete wo a utwi no nsa nti wodi speed na se o to amena mu betimi aten no baka kita tia rag nti se e to amena mu a pressure no ko tia rag no so na wo is safe nti car bi a treta bia no a enkita tia rag no kan ni twa ehu ma wo sa padlock ko esisi yi eye padlock bia ma ya edi dwuma bebi ogana ha sa padlock yi e won be miensa we odoto damu na program of fun obi bie padlock na ebe fro obi twa ebe fro usumo obi so nkoje ade ye wade bu a wo se ye bo se so kroko a menje 5:30 je bibi ni wuni ho no ye bo se so obeje obo se meje no 5 o'clock nti padlock won se time bi wo so time obeje ade kro no se trunk na ade ko ye se koje ye bo 5 amenje a oji ana waka si ano na we akodo time na odeje ye no se ni wura no ba no de kini se no bi pe tam na odeje ye no be show padlock no so am obi e hu nti onini wanye broni na dwene oni na mtwitwa no ba ko organa na me form sa ade wi padlock odi dwuma bebre e man krofo organa ase a mitimi bo mudin o hwe ka ye esiwe ya ka bi o mo se ba na Fred Morris me mamato o hwe small car when fu na use very very look say babi okobi aka we do beko 5 years babi o pese okobi aka we do beko enu fu ekese It's a before no, never be bremu, never meeting me here or Ghana Chrome has say. And yet for the agro, machine did your broom here. Share Moko machine. I did not come who say Ghana following with DRA Palma, Brabo, Moko machine, machine area Bruno. Unim, machine area Bruno, Moko machine, system na, Yabatuyano. And yet, Benham see any solution be the best of winter one issue. Moko machine and machine area Bruno, and Nadia no more class it, no Bruno same thing. Inti akanfo kasa bi say osun na osun menu kwa ahoma no mo bre inti da de mo crash na wo ai friends we obehye mfimfin to mbe yam obo say da de na ye de mabro no tembia ne ase be 2 weeks obe ko na so smooth da de na we akoyi na yam inti me charge mo say why say yenti me yam ko machine a en crash say my yam ko machine a wo mo ko lugu seconds hwe na pie en crash and the technology mama before your man said the ambeto ye no obuwa de onim no no anonim ente sa nipa na obeto so ye first or na adwuna yakopɔ de man no nti me so me de me kasa ba wie no wo person who me videos be brain no to say machine na me say obi oni sa because me dwuna obi oni sa na me de invent here uko YouTube ubo inventor one and acid obudu machine me ye be 10 years ni o achekura da ho atete aduane sha kura num to say dia opebi a command na de aduane na ba nti onye be bra mo kom website say ai acid obudu YouTube a mo be hu nyema be bra ma ye nti mo mboa ye na yeso ya mboa ma no because we papa ye mu a ebetimi de aboa ma no obi bibi sa me so a
me de ejeni mboa ten masem bisa ni se obi peso obesua obehu wo he na ho hye ti sei
mpacho me watakura de takura na me wona ai Dr. Tony Safram say me bo na program no koso nti me watakura de nti me number no me fam number because number na social media nti me bo no bia wa obetimi afa no me number no ye 0244 577 0244 on one number that social media will be any your number is secret 0244 577 293 0244 577 293 car me the way trans or car tracking system and what system is here no car tracking na machine bia o send the signal na no more mo no matter credit no mama location of the car no before one man just say ade bia be discreet ade bia be 2 years no atwam but you nim into ade no security ade bi bana say I say ndro oko doctor on say ndro na ye de ma hospital adro bo na say ono ma the next time you de ma wa won tiapo sana security akoye into ko to gadget bi na security gadget na usu cha omo be wiwa no so obi oni fie me nko details woni ma bi ho ba mu usu tracking no nko be ble system wa so mutimi tracking to ba bi na o car no number bi na o watch omo di monitor mo cargo cars near you know obo say driver for so mo used to because no atobi a chene car mu onde o mo fese no into okọ no okọ you track no dey atoba bi no o two car no into track here no dey track na ma car battery no dey si ba bi into ba track no na o say car ni si Kantanka ha na so na car nam Kumasi adire ba ya chachom benam say before yan person tem ye ba ko ya nim ti no dada na say my introduce video call tracking device o de sha o car ni mu a ba dia car no track car na obe hu car live enye dia text message ye be mo medam ase
yada asidu ase ye call the next one ewaha so that we save the best for the last. If I'm sure ye ba ahase mama ye bra this side. Okay. John Stick.
Paso John Stick. Ema ishasia medene minkwa na paso me starting we nika kra beginning am ishasia no so bi bana say me we na say me friend say me wo ho say na obaso obeto no hu say Ghana ni na epa o hwedi an also we dem mo me ndu last round me ho ana me ye ba ko e wo ho bet ne guy bi beto nto ba e na o yiska kra ma me na dan fu ba ko ka se hwe boy we ono ana ye o to o ti ono ana ye pe e no stop ye na fe o hwehwehwe ho sa no dani nani no ko e ntina yo problem o say wa o don sabe bibia o nua bibini baji wadi bet nyame adom kakra ha ye ko ye nim kakra sisi nyame adom yesi wona say me nkyerɛw say me na me ye ya wo na ba so first one, I don't mean complete here, but this now coming to be complete in a month, Sunday, but I don't know, or her. Be and I met stay or her. Sunday, a German, and to pass on bit, mamma. I don't know, don't say, say, I don't know what to speakers, no. I bet you to chip on airball. Don't such as a sign room. On Sana, I would bet you changing your mono. Don't me be beer anymore. And I'm pass we almost see a sound system by a Bluetooth, pen drive, radio, and a memory card. Home theater system set say. Tipacho, near my don't stay here, so I started on. I'm Passaluni.
Wow. This is just technology for you. All these are made in Ghana by this young man, Jonas. Thank you. Okay. Yo, yadase. And you ever call the next stand man also? Okay. Where your Bluetooth? Oh, okay. Until you ball from the phone to the device. Made in Ghana. Okay, yadase. Me ba cho mo memra na yen call the next one. Just take yadase.
Pacho, this is a military drone called a hexacopter drone. The hexacopter drone is basically on the arms because it's called a hexacopter drone, and the hexa is just from polygon, 6 arms. So as it is like this, it has a delivery box. So this is basically built for the military and also other security services. We can use it to monitor cams, traffics, and etc. And it also has a delivery box that can at least deliver maybe a first aid. Also, this drone, it can travel about 500 meters to monitor whatever that is going around. And with the camera on it, and also the delivery box, make it a key features. And also this very drone, we have a SIM card that we've inserted in. When we take it out right now, everything will be disorganized. Yes, we build it that way because we assume maybe this drone can be at a military camp or a service camp. Maybe the enemy will come and get the drone and maybe use it for other stuffs. But the owner of the drone or the company who is owning the drone can have that SIM card, and when the SIM card is out, the whole thing will be disorganized. You will start it, nothing will happen. As it's running now, if I take the SIM card out, everything will go down. So that is the very security key feature about this particular drone. Thank you.
It's basically the black box in every airplane. Are you trying to say the SIM card or the Sorry, it's fine. The SIM card or the chip in there serves the black box in every airplane, just like this drone you have in here. So, like, if every airplane crashes, there is something they can go in and search, which can give the information about where the airplane actually crashed and what actually happened. So what you're saying is you build this drone here to serve the same purpose. Is that what you're saying?
Not really what I'm saying, but what I mean is the SIM card in the drone is a key feature which will help a service personnel or a service camp to secure their personal drone. Because assume your enemy comes to meet this drone, he or she can use the drone to perform other activities against you, even against the security, against anybody at all. So we implanted that SIM card in it in such a way that when the owner or maybe the company which owns the drone is not around, or the person has taken out the SIM card, it will just disorganize. Nothing will work. You can't be able to use it. That is exactly what I mean, please.
Drone. So the drone is actually called a moon drone. So we made a SIM card called the moon card. This is it. This is our SIM card you can see here. So if you should start it and let me see if it works. Nothing is working over here. You see, nothing is working. But if I put this and you start everything is going to work perfectly for you. You see, this is it. Yes, this is what we are trying to tell you.
And also the parts, we have a brushless motor, which is of 6 pieces. And the brushless motor runs very fast. That's why we use a brushless motor. And also we use electronic speed control. And the electronic speed control is the gearbox of the motor. That's the device that tells the brushless motor the speed to spin, either to spin at a very high speed or at a very low speed. So that's the speed controls under the arms. And also we have the main board, which is the KK 2.1.5 flight control board. And that board is what distributes the power and the signal to all the parts of the drone for it to work perfectly. And also we have another board in the drone, which is the receiver to the radio. And also the radio also, that's very receiver receive the signal from the radio and give to the motherboard, which is the KK 2.1. And also the motherboard distributes the command to the whole board, and everything starts to work. And also we have the propellers. The propellers, what they do is they provide force, thrust for the aircraft. So it depends on how you fix your propeller. That's how you get your thrust. If you turn it upside down, or if the motor spin counterclockwise, your propeller or your aircraft will not lift up. Basically, built by this. So when the propeller is not properly fixed, everything will not work properly. And now we have a delivery box here. We assume in case of maybe injury somewhere, and maybe there won't be accessibility at that very point of time, this particular drone can deliver a first aid kit to wherever maybe an injured person is. You just give it a command on the radio and the box will open, and maybe whatever medicine that is in it or whatever thing that is in it, it will just deliver it and drop either the chemical, whatever it is, then come back.
As you said, this is a military gadget. So if there is any emergency, okay, you would have to fly the drone. Let's imagine if it is raining. If it is raining and you would have to deliver any goods. Looking at the machine here, can it move, with regards to every weather it is, or when it's raining you can't move it?
Okay, yes. This particular one is not built to that standard. But as time goes on, we will try to polish it and improve it to that very level that at any weather circumstance or even a radiation somewhere, the drone will be able to pass through and do whatever service that it has to do.
Thank you very much for the explanation.
That's a critical question people have been asking. That Kantanka company has been importing some of the things in manufacturing, whatever they manufacture. And there is nothing actually wrong with importing whatever thing you need in production. Because even airplanes, some of them are inviting a lot of things to be able to manufacture whatever they are manufacturing. So was this gadget here manufactured fully from scratch to the finish point by Kantanka, or you got in something to be able to enable you to build it?
Yes, actually we had a sponsorship from Kantanka, and some of the items we bought them online, and also we built some of them to ourselves. The power distribution cables, how to connect the motors, the pins to add to everything. We came up with that. Every cable in this, we did the wiring, we provided the cables. But the brushless motor and the ESC, we bought them and we assembled them.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. So let's come here quickly. Please, who is here? We are here, so let's come here and finish with them.
Okay, so this is Swift Dynamics, and this particular feature of Klabi was what we were calling the gesture control feature. And all you have to do is raise your hand in front of the camera, and it's going to pop up with the help option. So with this, we have it in our local dialect and then also in English to show you how to use this particular feature. So here he's telling you that use your right hand only. And the next thing is faonsa tia bako so afidie no na faonsa tia mienu eyeden edum no nti medemensa tia bako kyerɛ a otimu sɛ ma connect ya ma bena no nti aso bena no ɛna medemensa tia mienu kyerɛ a na edum no ni manimu ya. nti that is how the gesture control feature no it works. So you just come stand in front of it, you don't have to touch the switch or anything, just your pointing with one finger to on it and two fingers just to turn off the device. The whole software was developed by our team and everything from scratch. That is for the software feature. And it's also, Clark, change to the facial recognition. It has the facial recognition feature, which can identify you when you look into the camera. So she's going to switch to the facial recognition feature for us. Before she finished with that, this is the Klabi robot model that we displayed, and then we can see it's just as we saw in the image. It works fully with internet for everything that it is doing. So even if we want to practice its motion here and all that, we'll have to need internet for it to have its mapping and all those features. So that is Klabi. And then this is the cooking. So when a robot now, like with operating system, no, a bua manu controlling BBA air cosono. Bachan. Enti uba ahanom so a etre nia ye betimi aye enye se robot ne nko a enti ya started with game a friend no behind bars a use Ghana celebrities no game no pick the game but yeah enti Stoneboy is the main character for the game, and then we have other celebrities
also in the game, which has a very beautiful game story. We are looking forward to launching this game in March next year. So it's just showing the dexterities of how advanced our team is when it comes to computer programming and computer vision and AI technology. So you can have a feel of it and play it and all that. It looks like the normal GTA game that we have. This is our very own Elmina Castle, as we can see from the video showing there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Young call the next table Nafi, young share the Ecoso and so gentlemen.
Okay, thank you very much. This is Takrady Technical University stand. Takrady Technical University stand. Okay, here we have a solar powered traffic light, of which it uses solar during the daytime, and then it has a backup battery, of which when there's no sunshine during the daytime, the backup battery will take over the traffic light during the night time, so that the traffic light will be working 24/7. All right, then here we have a remote control office locking system.
The Kantanka Ghana Tech Expo 2021 is now officially open. Please remember to keep your face masks on and observe all COVID-19 protocols. We are proud to have you enjoy the African experience.
We also
have Kantanka Ghana Tech Expo 2021 CC. National nose mask abribia nedi COVID-19 nhihye no nyina so.
Things that you normally forget when you are going out. You open the door and then you enter. You see that the light in your room will turn on. That is the green light indicating here. And then automatically you can see that the fan will also come on. So when you are in your room, you can enjoy the light and then the fan. Also,
the Kantanka Ghana Tech Expo 2021 is now of
and then we have another socket that is not connected to the
Kantanka Ghana Tech Expo 2021 is now officially open. Please remember to keep your face masks on and observe all COVID-19 protocols. We are proud to have you enjoy the African experience.
System, when you are in the room, you can be able to have access to the what? To the system. Okay. Now let's move to the next one, where we have a mobile phone charging system using coin insertion. This system was programmed using 20 pesos. When you insert your 20 pesos, the system when you insert your 20 pesos, the system will start reading, giving you 3 minutes to charge your mobile phone. So for instance, when you are outside, let's say you are in town and then your mobile phone goes off, you can go to that particular machine, insert a 20 pesos coin, and then to give you a time range of 3 minutes to charge your phone. So the more you add your 20 pesos coin, the more the time increases to charge your mobile phone for you. Thank you very much.
Much. Officially we are open. Into the over here, I'll be able to me a bar no about share no busa question be or Yamfa Emra aha na share the Ecoso and so ewaha.
Okay, so this is Team Adiscobot. And then we have our smart fire stick. Okay, so this smart fire stick was built with 2 ultrasonic sensor, a GPS model, and then a water sensor. This fire stick is to help blind people walk around freely without hitting obstacles or getting lost and then their owners can't find them. Okay, so this fire stick is to make sure that when a blind person moves close to an obstacle, it will send a beep to the person for the person to hear say he is getting close to the obstacle, so he should move away. One beep is for the person to know the obstacle is above him, and then 2 beeps is for the person to know the obstacle is below him. There is a yellow button here. This yellow button is to send a notification to the caretaker of the blind person to make sure to help the caretaker know the blind person is missing or not. So if I feel lost, I can press this button and then my caretaker is going to find me. The water sensor down there is to help the blind person know whether he or she is getting into water or is close to water. It is going to send a beep and a notification to the caretaker for him or her to know say her patient is in blind water. Thank you.
Thank you, young man. Yadasi. Vachemra.
Mr. Medasi, your group needing high tech, literally meaning higher technology. Now, at the ACI, a robotic spraying and reading machine. Many pay immune at a chair for now on campus, no, especially say park sufua, say students nana, your mom, Ecuador, and say your kafu bin so students nana ebu mochi yehwe bre ene how a woman and as teachers no say why don't we come up with an idea nti ya combine reading and spraying and ya ISR machine we nti for the purpose of demonstration no into no carpet nti na ya video no abaha no but obetimi emiama mubehu and ya mobile phone no and a control with the help of an app yankasa ya configuration nyoma yemiaso ebeye eduma enti with the phone no ultimate control no any direction bia ope bia ultimate ko echire onya de o manimbre nim kakra manimbre nim e o de gina ja say ombra nim say you will say etwetwe ne ho a ogina o say etene ogina enim ho ntina etene yade sensor bi ahyase a in case say oh ye odi ye adwuma wo field so say na meka na yade mobile no na mobile phone na control na obetimi agina at a distance of 100 kilometers ebia na bibi ewo wonim enti machine na kodu ho na say detect obstacle na automatically eno abetene afa baby foforo enti na all operating on na etwetwe no ho no na spraying part ni so nie to so hwa phone na medi spray e wa ha sei nti so omiaso a eso no ebeden ebeba na eba no eso ni na egu form no na egu no na demonstrate wo eyi ne so no na ye wo cutting blade ne so e wa ase de edo no eno so e wa ase eno so say umiaso a but for safety sake nti say omiaso sisi a blade no ebe revolve e wo ase